years! 3 years! 3 years! I don't even know how this goes because it's been such a... it's been such a long time since we've received a substantial Kingdom Hearts update. I don't even know how this works. We got news, big content drop, boys. Random Ass Thursday in the middle of May. No indication that this was going to happen.
Yeah, this was completely unwarranted.
3 years later, here is your food, sir. All right, guys, welcome back to another one. Finally, after...
It's crazy, too, because we just talked about how Missing Link got canceled, and that's been in development for like 4 or 5 years. And when did they announce Kingdom Hearts 4? It's been like, I think he said 3 years, right? So it's just like, I wonder if they canceled Missing Link to focus on Kingdom Hearts 4, because that would be awesome.
1,000 plus days, we've got a Kingdom Hearts 4 update. Holy sh! We've gone from negative 126 to like 1,528 in the span of 1 day. Beyond chaotic. Although I have to say, this is a really good way of Square Enix kind of softening the blow of canceling Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. Yeah, we're canceling Kingdom
he's talking
Hearts
about
Missing
it.
Link, but here, take this.
Wait, let me see. Let me pause. Let me see here. We got Sora. We got Mickey. Is Mickey going to be playable? Because that would be really sick. I forgot that chick's name right here, but this chick right here, I forgot her name, but she's part of Quadraticum, however the frick you say that name. Quadratum, I think. Looks like they brought back the amusement stuff from Kingdom Hearts 3. Looking at the commands. He's got on regular size shoes, and I still don't know how I feel about that. Yeah.
Dude, this is what you want, right? Like, this is what you are asking for? Kingdom Hearts Missing what? So the Kingdom Hearts Twitter account dropped a little collage image
Okay,
of
blow it up
multiple
for us.
different Kingdom Hearts 4 images. This is a big deal. We haven't seen the game in beyond 1,000 days. 2022 was our last glimpse of the game, first and last glimpse. So let's talk about the gameplay image first. Both the Japanese and English Kingdom Hearts Twitter accounts posted 2 different versions of this gameplay screenshot. We can see Sora in Quadratum during the daytime, and we know that the keychain of the Keyblade is going to be a mechanic in the game. We saw that during the very first reveal trailer.
Okay.
So it looks like Sora's actually using it in a combat sense here, and not just in the ways of traversal. We kind of theorized this when we first saw Kingdom Hearts 4, that perhaps we can use the keychain to pull ourselves towards enemies or pull enemies towards us. So possibly that might be still
grapple
on
hook
the table, but we can definitely use
Keyblade grapple hook, maybe?
It actually looks like
because that would be hype.
Some form of flow motion grind on the keychain. The enemies, though, are particularly standout. We see 2 new enemies. Now, at first glance, these guys are kind of looking like Quadratum Neo Shadows, but then I don't know, they look so different from that of Neo Shadows. I'm actually starting to think that these are, in fact, shadows. Like Quadratum versions of shadows, because they've got the same little kind of tentacle things on their heads. Obviously, these look wildly different than shadows. They're more like humanoid, they're taller, they look grotesque. Now, the thing is, we don't even know if the enemies we're going to be fighting in Kingdom Hearts 4 in Quadratum are actually heartless. There is a very real possibility that this could be a totally new enemy type. We've also got these dudes right here that look like they've got like massive fists or something like that, or shields. These guys are definitely looking particularly tanky. Now in the Japanese screenshot, we actually see a third enemy that you can't see in the English screenshot, and it's this little thing right here.
Got a helicopter boy.
And again, because these designs are just so bizarre and so different from that of heartless in a way. It's making me think that these aren't heartless at all. Now, they very well could just be Quadratum Pureblood Heartless. As we know, Purebloods don't have the Heartless emblem on them, and if these truly were Heartless, I can't imagine that Emblem Heartless would be present in Quadratum, as they were artificially created Heartless within Sora's reality. I don't think there would be much reason for them to be here in Quadratum. Also, just like the Darkside Heartless that we saw in that reveal trailer, the dudes with the big fist right here do have the hollowed out heart portion on their chest, which I think could be taken as like a subtle confirmation that these are Heartless of some kind, just purely Quadratum Heartless.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Interesting looking enemy.
What's up, Beats? How was the rest of Pokemon Unite? We just started reacting to huge Kingdom Hearts 4 news, so you haven't missed much. We're just going over the first screenshot, so to speak. Can't believe we're actually getting new Kingdom Hearts 4 news on a random Thursday after no news for 3 years. But I figure, get back in the video.
Designs very demonic, darker as well compared to what we're generally used to. I think we knew as soon as we saw the dark side for the very first time, we knew that the enemies were going to take a drastic kind of more realistic, darker approach, and this is the first glimpse towards that. I can't wait to see what the bulk of the enemies are going.
It was good. I didn't get to rank up proper, but I am set up too soon. Nice. Love to see that.
To look like for Kingdom Hearts 4. It's going to be a real breath of fresh air. Looking at the command menu, we've already got a themed...
This is what I'm really curious about. Sorry I'm pausing so much. I feel like I need to analyze every little bit of information that we get, because it's like we haven't gotten anything for 3 years. We haven't gotten anything since the reveal trailer. Build is a giant to me. I'm wondering if they're going to bring back the command styles from Birth by Sleep. Do you guys remember what I'm talking about? Because that would be pretty cool. We haven't really seen that again. I'm curious about the worlds. I know that we're going to get a grapple hook of sorts with the Keyblade, because they showed that in the initial gameplay trailer. But I don't know, like, they're not giving us much. And with them canceling Missing Link, I feel like they need to give us a little bit more, because Missing Link, yo, thanks for the alert. Missing Link was supposed to be out. Like, I know it was a mobile game and it was gonna be whatever, but at least it's Kingdom Hearts content. You know what I mean? So it's just like, man, we've been in such a drought.
Command menu right here, and this is the official Quadratum one. We can also see that for attack right here, we've got the left and right arrows, possibly signifying again that Keyblade switching is going to return. I wouldn't expect that to be removed,
that would be sick.
So good to know that it's here. We can also see on items the total count of how many items I'm gathering that we have with a 3. And of course, we've got a build at the bottom of the command menu. By the way, this is the first time we've seen an English command menu for the game. Very cool. But yeah, looking at build, this is going to be one of the big brand new systems for Kingdom Hearts 4, in case you may have forgotten, known as Scrap and Build. We still don't really know too much about it. Tetsuya Nomura has described it as being destruction and reconstruction. We have speculated that this could be along the lines of...
I still think that's Noctis in disguise from Final Fantasy 14.
As a lot of his kit could resemble that of Scrap
15, not 14.
Build. Now, looking at the health side of the HUD, pretty standard state of affair. We've got the MP bar, the health bar, and what looks like a focus gauge. We still don't know really what the focus gauge is going to be used for. Are shot locks returning? Maybe in a game that's probably what this gauge is going to be used for, or it could have something to do maybe with the build system. This was known as the EX gauge in the reveal trailer, but Square Enix usually name gauges EX as a placeholder. So it kind of looks like this still doesn't have a name as of right now. This gauge has moved
probably
to
just shot
where a
lock.
focus gauge would generally be positioned on the HUD, in comparison to the position of the reveal trailer where a drive gauge would usually sit. Keep in mind, the heads-up display that we're seeing right here, especially looking at the HUD portion, because it's incredibly basic, is
that not the drive gauge right here? In this area? Because that's got to be the shot lock bar right there. Because you got the health and the mana. And then this got to be a drive gauge meter. Because it's right on the little command area. So it's got to be. I couldn't see what else it would be.
Is placeholder. This is still in development. Obviously, though, the heads-up display resembles that of Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, it's still looking very much like
very
Kingdom
similar.
Hearts 3. Also, one other small detail here is it looks like Sora's got a smartwatch on. I do wonder if this is going to be a new version of the Gummy phone, but I have to imagine that some system
It's
will
crazy
be
he noticed
incorporated
that.
into the watch itself. The other screenshots that we have right here are pretty interesting also. We've got updated looks at the character models for both Sora and Streliza. And man,
That's her
these
name.
guys have taken on a glow up. It also looks like, judging by the image of Sora here and how we see him in the gameplay screenshots, that this is probably going to be his finalized outfit. Nomura did mention when Kingdom Hearts 4 got revealed that there may be some changes made to Sora's Kingdom Hearts 4 outfit. It isn't finalized, but it looks like, judging by this, that yeah, it pretty much is the final outfit. And that's kind of cool. I'm digging the outfit. It suits like the themes of Quadratum being in a more realistic based world. I definitely think it's better than Sora's Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit, but you can absolutely see the improvements.
KH3 Sora's outfit was not good.
Much better lighting, much better
Did not care for it
Sora's
at all.
Looking even older yet again. Like, this is definitely an older Sora that we're dealing with. It kind of gets me a little bit emotional. The boy is growing up. A really cool image they included, though, is a playable Mickey segment. I think this is going to be
cool.
Pretty basic. As we can see, the command menu right here only has one option. Pretty basic stuff, but Mickey is in a library section of what absolutely has to be Skylar Adkylum. We know that at the end of Melody of Memory, Yen Sid tasks Mickey to go to Skylar Adkylum and to learn more about the foretellers. So that's what Mickey's doing right here.
I'm just very curious if we're going to learn
be
anything about the Master of Masters, because we still don't know anything about him.
Into the shoes of Mickey, and possibly maybe even some of the other characters. It would be a really cool thing in the game where, you know, you progress through Quadratum, you complete a world, then you jump to the shoes of Riku, you complete another world, and then the interval happens yet again, and then it's Mickey, and so on and so forth, with perhaps some of the other characters as well. Who knows, though? It could just be Mickey, because it seems like Square were trying to set up something during the end of Melody of Memory. I think this portion is going to be really interesting, though, to learn even more secrets and unknown knowledge about the foretellers, and to just explore more of Skylar Adkylum. Yeah, that's an absolute treat. There's also a phone, and this has to be included for some kind of reason. Surely this isn't Tetsuya Nomura and Square being like, yeah, look at our phone modeling skills. Crazy, right? No, this definitely serves some kind of importance. And I have to wonder, maybe the phone is set up as some form of communication where Sora can communicate with the others. Although this big search effort wouldn't be going on if that was the case. He could just be like, yo, guys.
Yo, what's good, man?
I'm all good.
We're just reacting to some Kingdom Hearts 4 news, then we're going to jump into Jedi Survivor.
For some reason, knowing Tetsuya Nomura's crypticness. Now, I have to assume that the last two screenshots here may be taking place at the same time, but who knows? The first one is that battle against whatever this thing is. We're just dubbing it Darkside Heartless for the time being, but we can see two lights kind of flying towards it. I like to imagine that, like, I don't know, maybe it's Sora and Riku fighting against it.
It's definitely not Riku.
But does this insinuate two characters currently fighting that enemy? It could be Sora and Streliza, it could be Sora and my headcanon Young Master Xehanort, or maybe Yozora. Again, these screenshots that don't particularly make sense to be here, I'm gathering are here for a purpose. I do want to say too, like, from this image alone, you can also see the improvements made if we're comparing it to the footage that we saw of the Dark Side in the reveal trailer. Just looking at stuff like possible reflections on the glass, on the building to the left right there. The lighting has improved substantially. Remember that this is Kingdom Hearts 4 running on Unreal Engine 5, whereas the reveal trailer was running on Unreal Engine 4. So these are all improvements that are to be expected. And then who knows what's going on in this final image right here.
Yeah, what is going on?
Raindrops, like the glittery stuff that we can see on the ground there. It makes me think it
almost looks like water. I know he said raindrops, but it's like Mm, I don't know. It's almost like he said, raindrops. More like it's like time was frozen or something like that.
Men of this, men of that. Have you ever met a fucking girl before?
What's up, Poppy? Ominous raindrops at that. I'll wait for this to play out. Glass shattering? I could see that. I could definitely see that. I just feel like time was frozen or something like that. Okay, guys. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's get back to the video.
Might be raindrops, just because we can also see some what looks like raindrops kind of in midair. Is everything in potentially a stasis of sorts, like the world has completely frozen? That's at least what I'm thinking, and if that is the case, it would mean that someone or something has some serious amount of control over Quadratum. The only other time that we've seen something similar to this, where the entire surrounding world has become suspended in time, is in Kingdom Hearts 2 for the simulated version of Twilight Town during the Roxas prologue. There's been talks about whether or not the Quadratum that Sora ends up in during the secret episode of Kingdom Hearts 3 to fight Yuzora is truly the real Quadratum, or rather an artificial one. It would at least seem like this version here in Kingdom Hearts 3 is one constructed from Yuzora's heart. So we ask the age-old question, is any of this for real or not? Clearly, though,
I could definitely see it being like another fake Twilight Town, like KH2. That kind of situation, simulation of sorts.
Way off in the distance, this big white blinding light. What has just happened? Who has maybe just suddenly appeared? Riku? So many different questions. What I am pretty certain about is these two images likely do take place. They look like they're taking place at the exact same time. And the look on Sora's face here definitely tells us that, yeah,
he looks shocked.
Something's happening. Something kind of crazy's just occurred. Now, lastly, Square Enix did leave a message attached to these images saying, "We're currently working hard on Kingdom Hearts 4 and will continue pouring ourselves into the game's development. We're dedicated to making this an experience that lives up to your expectations. We've seen how excited you are and we are truly grateful from the bottom of our hearts. We are equally excited and can't wait to share more about Kingdom Hearts 4 when the time is right. Until then, we appreciate your patience." This is really nice. I think that this is honestly a direct response towards how everyone's been feeling about the current state of Kingdom Hearts over the past 6+ months, and especially as time was moving forward and the gap between reveal of Kingdom Hearts 4 was just growing exponentially with absolutely pretty much nothing. Also, the insane fallout that occurred yesterday with the cancellation of Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. I think this is
I'm still not okay with that. I really wanted to play that.
Here's just a little something, and I'm glad they finally communicated, because I think something that's become increasingly clear since Kingdom Hearts 4's reveal is that communication and the management of the Kingdom Hearts series has been pretty awful over the past few years, and a lot of people...
Awful? We haven't got anything in 3 years. Like, right? Like, I'm super sad. Like, I know it's just a phone game, but like I said, at least it's something for us to sink our teeth into until 4 comes out. Because I don't see 4 coming out before GTA 6. And with them really focused on the Final Fantasy remakes, I don't see it coming out before that either. So it's just like the earliest I could see it coming out is late 2027, which sucks.
Started to notice this. This is exactly the type of communication that is needed during a time like this. This is so important. It's interesting, when I'm looking at these screenshots, parts of the game, Like, the smaller screenshots look really nice, really polished, but the bigger gameplay screenshots here, there are aspects of it that do still look a little bit underbanked. And you might say, well, obviously the game is still in development. Keeping in mind, though, that this game has been in development for a long time now, since about 2020. I want to think that they're on the brink of finally showing us the next proper look of the game. And of course, a lot of us have high hopes for Summer Games Fest next month. The comment here, though, with them mentioning that we are excited to share more about Kingdom Hearts 4 when the time is right, kind of sends me signals that there might still be a bit of a wait before we finally get to see the next proper look of the game. Who knows, though, we might be surprised when it comes to June next month. Who knows what cards Square Enix are planning on playing. I really do think now, though, with the new management that's in place for Square Enix, that Square are shifting to want to reveal games when they are in the foreseeable timeline of the actual release. So when the time
That
is
would be
right,
nice. I get tired of game companies doing that.
Reveal this game when we
They're like,
actually
oh, new
know
game
when
coming
the
out
game
3
is
years from
releasing.
now.
The past
It's like
2
tight.
days have been probably the most insane Kingdom Hearts emotional roller coaster I think any of us have been on. People were starting to lose like all hope. Some of us were celebrating over Missing Link's cancellation and hope that eventually sometime in the future it will be repurposed into a proper video game. There was also some other Square Enix news that came out that wasn't looking too great. People were getting upset about that. But then we get new Kingdom Hearts 4 images. So like, yeah, oh my god. Have guys, that's all for the time being. Thank you so much.
All right,
for
that was a
tuning
good
in. Be sure-
video. That was really good. Make sure you give this guy a like. That was a really well put together video. Leave a like, leave a comment. All right, Jedi Survivor time.